George Bloom here checking in with Atrium Realty. We also have real estate agent with Atrium Realty, Bobby Tighe here as well. Today, we're going to go over on how to set up an Airbnb, and we're going to work through the setup from start to finish. And I'm a first-time Airbnb host officially setting it up on myself. Bobby and I have set up Airbnbs in the past, but he did all the admin work and set up everything on his end. And I helped with all the management and things like that. But he ran the app and did all of that. So this is going to be my first time setting an Airbnb up from start to finish. And Bobby's going to do some coaching on that and help me get started.
Yeah, so like George says, probably about my 8th or my 9th time setting up an Airbnb. So have gotten used to it at this point right here. And it's super important to know how to set up your Airbnb because there's so many different settings and different ways you can set it up. And you want to set it up in probably the ways that are going to work best for you and the way that you plan on running and operating your Airbnb. So we thought this would be a good informative video. A lot of people want to get involved with Airbnb. A lot of people, we have a lot of customers right now that want duplexes and they want one side to be Airbnb. So wanted to put out an informative video that kind of shows how to set up an Airbnb, what all that administrative stuff looks like. So should be a fun, dry webinar right here. And anybody that's got questions in the future, feel free to reach out whenever.
Yep, 100%. And first thing, actually, Bobby's a host right now. He has a couple properties, and he actually sent me the link as a referral. So can you tell us a little bit about that, Bobby, how that worked?
Yeah, it's a great point. So anytime you refer somebody to Airbnb, they pay you a referral fee. So right now, Airbnb pays you $600 to refer a guest. So I sent George my referral link, and I will get a $600 check, which will be sent over to myself direct deposit. So another nice way of helping people start a business and getting paid to do that as well.
Yeah, 100%. So right here, here's the link that he sent over. You're invited to earn money as an Airbnb host. So I'm going to go ahead and click on getting started here.
Yep.
So go ahead and get that text message.
That's one of the cool things about Airbnb is how they have it is you just log in with your cell phone number. That's pretty much it. They send a direct message right to your phone with a password. And I've always found that to be one of the more easier ways to get logged into an app.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, and it just sent me a text message too, which was pretty cool. Just letting me know what's going on. So here we are, easy to get started on Airbnb. And this is the first time that I've done this and went through this process. Like I said before, from the properties that Bobby and I partnered on before, he did all of this. So this is a great firsthand experience of me walking through this. So this is real time, really how it is as a new Airbnb host getting started. So I want this to be informative as possible. Tell us about your place, share some basic info, like where it is and how many. Am I typing here or just getting started down here?
We go right to get started.
So.
And we're going to be doing a single family household. A real nice house up in West Virginia. I'm excited for George personally because I think he chose a great spot. It's on like a full ½ acre of land and close by a river, close by a state park. So I am definitely excited for him up there.
Yeah, same here. Appreciate it. So which of these best describes your place? It's a single family house. So top left right here. What type of place will guests have? The entire place.
And I've always liked that best. I know some people like doing an entire room or a shared room, but yeah, I think that's always the best way to go. But if you're trying to make money and you got a room in the house and you just want to rent it out, hey, go for it. It's totally up to you.
So.
And that's a cool feature of Airbnb too. It's not like you're typing in every single line of the address and then clicking search. It auto populates for you, which makes it go a lot faster.
What is this right here? Share your specific location. Make it clear to guests where your place is located. Will only share your address after they've made a reservation.
I always turn that on because they're not. If you have that turned on, they're not going to share your address until somebody actually books it.
Perfect.
And you want somebody to know once somebody actually books it and pays, it's important that they know where it's going because they've got to then book that trip from the airport to your house. So,
okay, gotcha. Is the pin in the right spot? So I'm going to zoom in here.
looks pretty accurate. No, that's literally looking like the map you shared with me just before. And also too, like people are pretty good with common sense. Like when you have an actual physical address that's given to you and you're driving somewhere, you start following the neighborhood. You say, okay, here's 1264, 1266.
Right.
Next up, 1268 is going to be there. So
yeah, and so this is the house. This is the property right here, and it's really cool because this actually shows lot lines and all of that, which is pretty neat. So you can get that precise location. Share some basics about your place. So, Bobby, what do you think? So there's 3 bedrooms. One has a king size bed, one has a queen size bed, and then the bunk beds, and then the couch.
So you got 2. You have 6. That's 6 spaces. I usually won't advertise, even though you have the couch. I mean, is it a pull-out couch?
No, it's not. It's just a sectional couch.
So I'm going to advertise 6 spaces. In the future, if I add a cot or something, now I can go up to 7 or 8, but I'm just going to add 6. Most people kind of get what you're saying, though. They know if there's 6 spots in the bed, they could probably sleep somebody on the couch or 2
Right.
if they needed to.
And then some of the things that we do have there, this is like our camping area where we like to go camping with the whole entire family. So we literally have like brand new Costco air mattresses that we used one time this summer. And there's like 4 queen size air mattresses in the storage there too. So like when I'm talking to the guests, we can always, offer that, I guess.
And with that being said, I mean, you can actually put that in the description. So you could advertise 8 if you wanted to.
Okay, gotcha. So quick question, Bobby. When it says 4 beds, I'm assuming the king size, the queen size, and then we have those bunk beds. So those bunk beds, since there's 2 beds in each one, shouldn't we count that as 2?
Me personally, I would go if you have a king, that's 2. Queen, that sleeps 2 more, that's 4. When they're double bunks, but they're single bunks, I would count that as 2. So I would consider that as your house right now would sleep 2, 4, 6.
Right. Okay.
But I mean, if you got really nice blow-up mattresses in the closets, like I mean, I'd bump it up to 8 at that point there
for the guests.
Yeah, for the guests, exactly.
And the reason I'm saying that is because there is the air mattresses, right? There's that sunroom that you'll see in the pictures later that we'll be able to show, but that sunroom, you could easily put the air mattress in there and it would all be private.
And they're nice, like it's not like a mattress that's like 4 inches thick,
no,
right?
It's actually like the double mattress. So it's like up off there, and there's even a headboard part of the mattress, which is really nice. And these were at Costco.
You're not misleading anybody.
Right. No, these are actually they're pretty nice.
Exactly.
Perfect. So let's next this. Step 2, make your place stand out. Okay. Okay. Tell guests what your place have to offer. So we have Wi-Fi.
Yeah, and this screen is important because people actually search based on these descriptions. So this is very important.
Air conditioning. The reason I say dedicated workspace, and I'll run this by you real quick, Bobby, in that sunroom, we have a really nice desk in there with a chair. So that is kind of like the workspace.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm selecting that. Do you think that would work for that?
Yeah, and I think that's great because if someone's searching for that and they see that room that we're going to see in these photos in the future, I mean, I'd book there. It's an awesome room.
Okay, perfect. Now, do you have any standout amenities? Here's my question. We don't have a pool. We do have a patio. We have a fire pit. We have outdoor dining area. We have a barbecue grill. Now, for you, because we have river access.
Yes.
So it only says beach access and lake access here.
Man, there should be a spot that says river access.
Right.
Darn. I want to say click. I mean, I want to say click on lake access just because, like, your river that's there is huge.
Right.
How big is that river?
Oh, it's 200 feet across.
Yeah, I'd probably put that in there.
So just hit lake access and then in the description say
Exactly.
river access, right?
And in your responses to guess, hey, huge river that's down there.
Okay.
Something like that. Because, like, you have the type of spot where you really want people to know, like, hey, if you come here, you're going to have access to this huge river. That's where everybody goes and swims and dives and jumps in. So it's important that if someone has that kind of search criteria, that they see that.
Okay. All these smoke alarms.
Oh, and here's the other thing too, right? With that lake access, in one of our pictures, and even if we don't have the picture now, we can put it up later. In one of our pictures, we should have a photo of the river so that when people are going through, they see that specific river that they're going to have access to.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so I have that. And I just selected these because we have all that.
There'll be a Bowflex in there soon, so we'll get the equipment checked off soon.
Yeah. Okay, you'll need 5 photos to get started. You can add more or make changes later.
Which is another cool thing, right? Like, if you have an Airbnb and it's going to take you a couple days or weeks to get a photographer out there, it's nice to be able to throw up a couple photos real fast and then get those real photos in later on.
I'm assuming I can just select all these.
Yeah, and you can drop them all in. Hopefully it's not like the MLS that rejects photos sometimes.
Right. Looks like they're all in here.
Look at the dedicated workspace right there.
Right there. So, yeah, so I'm actually going to start add a few notes here on my phone. So what I need to add on there is I don't have the river photos. I do have them from my drone shots when I was up there making pictures and videos and all that. So I can get those videos too and upload those here.
Yeah, and I think what you guys did the right way was you guys hired a professional photographer. They went out, took some really good photos. I was impressed looking at them. And the photos that you took aren't misleading at all. I think that's like something that's really important is you want guests to be able to look at the property and see what they're going to really get. And you guys' photos came out great. It's a very clear. The photos make a very clear description of what the guests are actually going to have access to. And you want to incorporate stuff like the fact that your photographer grasped all your ceiling fans and grabbed all the stainless steel appliances is important because that's what people want to see. What are we going to use? What are we going to have access to? So I think you guys did a really good job with that there.
What do you think? I like this just because it shows a lot more.
So Airbnb is going to do 2 things. It's going to auto select what it thinks is the best photo. I sometimes use that. I sometimes pick my own. The one that you're leaning towards, I like a lot because I think the ceiling came out great. That Florida room came out awesome, and you see the whole living room.
Right.
So I'd go with that one.
Yeah. It shows the sitting area here, the couch, the TV, and then dining room. This kind of just showed like a little sitting area. I just feel like this shows, oh, wow, there's a couch, TV area, sitting area here, little table, dining room table, and then, oh, that must be the sunroom out there.
It came out fancy too. That's a nice shot.
Perfect. Let's give your house a title. Short titles work best. Have fun with it. You can always change it later.
True. I'd do something, I guess, along the lines of, I'd love to mention River House in there. How many bedrooms is it? 3 bedrooms. 3 bedroom. River House, half acre or something like that, I think would really catch the audience pretty well.
Okay. And this is also, I don't have it on here, but highly recommend. I'll probably leave this at River House, 3 bedroom, half acre, huge yard, fenced in, something like this.
Yeah.
But I'll also throw this in ChatGPT later and say, give me 10 different titles with this.
Right.
I'll give it some of those keywords and then probably run that through there. So, River House, 3 bedroom, 3 bed, huge yard. What else were you saying, Bobby?
I like that.
River access.
River House, 3-bedroom. So you got 30 out of 32.
Oh,
I would go River House, 3-bed, huge yard.
until we get the hot tub, right? Then we can have hot tub.
Dude, River House, 3-bedroom, comma, huge yard. Oh man, they're limited.
Oh, right
there you go. Perfect.
Okay, we're gonna go with this for now.
Yeah.
Next, let's describe your house. Well, I think it's definitely peaceful, right?
Yeah. Choose 2. Peaceful. Oh, I do family friendly.
Yeah. Create your description. Share what makes your place special. Now, honestly, this is something I'd probably throw really quick right in Chat GPT.
Yeah, I'd say like,
give me a quick Airbnb description for a 3-bedroom, 1 bath with a huge yard right beside a beautiful river and a state park. Charming 3-bedroom, 1 bath retreat nestled beside a stunning river and surrounded by the beauty of a state park. Enjoy the spacious yard, perfect for outdoor activities, relaxation, and scenic views. Whether you're looking to explore nature trails, enjoy river activities, or simply unwind in a peaceful setting, our cozy getaway offers the ideal blend of comfort and natural beauty. Perfect for families, friends, or a quiet solo retreat. Book your stay today.
that's pretty good. I think that works.
That's perfect.
Nice, simple, nice, easy. You can adjust it later. That's
Yeah.
good.
So we have that in here. I'll play around with that. I'm going to come back and fill that in just so you guys aren't seeing me type this in. I'm actually, interested. This doesn't have like a voice to speak entrance.
That would be nice.
That would be cool if they had that. Okay, so I have that. I'm going to go ahead and next to this. Okay, finish up and publish.
We're getting there. No, it's easy to get it online. Customizing the settings will also take more time as well.
Decide how you'll confirm reservations. So what do you recommend on this?
Oh, so me personally, I always do Instabook because they boost you in the algorithm. I've actually never done a property for extended periods of time that are not on Instabook because I want it. First off, Airbnb wants their money. Airbnb knows that if they have Instabook as a setting in the algorithm, that you're more than likely going to choose it. So I always go with Instabook just because to me, I want to rise up in that algorithm as high as possible. So when potential prospects are searching for stuff in West Virginia or Florida, my properties are rising to the top in their algorithm. If you're not on Instabook, they're going to put you lower, middle pack. So I always go with Instabook. And here's the thing, like if you don't want somebody instantly booking your property, as you'll notice when we get into the settings later on, there's different things that you can play around with a little bit so that people just can't take certain dates. So there's other ways to kind of navigate around that too.
Okay, perfect. So we're going to go in right now and go in here and just make it instant book. Is what you're thinking.
Definitely.
Okay.
And it's the same thing on like Verbo. Verbo also has that same feature, and Verbo is going to rise you in the algorithm too if you have Instabook turned on. So,
okay, so when it Instabook, they get an automatic confirmation. But as soon as they get that automatic confirmation, I'll have all their information so I could reach out to them and talk to them immediately.
Exactly, yeah, which is super important because that's also what boosts you higher in the algorithm is if you respond to guests immediately. So that's a good point that you brought up there.
Okay. Now, does it actually track how fast you respond to a guest if they're asking you a question?
Yes, it does.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So like if a guest Instabooks and says, "Hi George, thanks for accepting my request. Can't wait to stay at your place," or something like that, and you take 10 hours to respond, Airbnb sees that as a potential issue and will push you down in the algorithm because they're like, it's like a hotel. If you go up to the receptionist and say, "I want to book," and she takes forever to get back to you, you're like, well, I'll just go to a different hotel then.
Right.
You know, so they like people that respond fast. So like having your alerts turned on your cell phone makes it super easy to respond fast.
Yeah. Okay. So make sure, you're responding in a timely manner.
It's one of the first things I do in the morning. Is I check my phone. I see, did I get any Insta books? Do I have anybody to respond to right away? And you just make that part of your cadence and your habit, and you'll be in a good spot with that there.
Okay. Do you have push notifications set up where it'll actually notify you?
Yeah, I have it set up for text messages and email, so it comes right to my phone right away.
Okay. Perfect. So choose who to welcome for your first reservation. After your first guest, anyone can book your place. Okay. So any Airbnb guests get reservations faster when you welcome anyone from the Airbnb community, an experienced guest for your first guest. Welcome someone with a good track record on Airbnb who can offer tips for how to be a great host. Any recommendations here?
I leave it on any Airbnb guest.
Okay.
See, this is the cool part, right? So it took in all your data and stats, and it auto-generated you to recommend $105 per night.
Right.
I think that's cool because it's already running stuff in the background and saying, based off these photos, based off these descriptions, we're giving you an average of 105 per night. Now, it's also showing the guest price is going to be 120 because there's going to be taxes taken out. Airbnb is going to get their cut. But like, you look at your property and you might say, hey, I've got all this brand new furniture in here. I've done all these upgrades to the house. I think I'm worth 120, 140, 160, 180. You have the freedom to select anything that you actually want to choose for this right here.
Okay. And now with this, we may not be there yet, but what about cleaning fees and things like that?
We're going to get to that. That's going to come up soon.
Okay.
And that's where like we'll get there once we get there. But me personally, I just include I don't have any fees in my booking outside of a $55 cleaning fee.
Okay.
But my cleaning costs more than $55. So like I kind of bake that into the overall price of everything that I take in. And the reason I do that is if you put yourself in the perspective of a guest and you're looking at something and you see a lot of fees, you might go look elsewhere versus if you look at somebody and there's just like a straight price, it's a little bit easier to work with that person there.
Right. And then my cleaning, I have it set right now, which is nice. I already have the cleaners and everything there. Who's going to help with all of that. It's a husband and wife, and they do a little bit of maintenance too. So a great, team to have up there. And they're going to do about $75 for cleaning, washing all the sheets, and setting it back up. So
that's perfect.
So are you thinking that we should keep it at the 105 to start with?
I'd go a little higher. I'd probably go like 125 and get some real nice furniture in there. So. And then as the bookings start coming in and you fill out the next couple months, then we'll go 135, 145, 155. You start scaling it up. Exactly. Actually, the spot I just opened up on the west side of Jacksonville, I started at $95 a night for the first 3 months. Then I got into the 150s. Last week I was in the 180s. This past week I just put out to 205 per night. So you start stepping up and scaling up over time.
Right. Okay. Yeah. And I remember from before when we had the townhouse 2-car garage, I think it was like 1,900 square feet. We started pretty low. And I just remember scaling so fast when we started getting all those bookings.
Yeah.
Which that's when I saw like, okay, wow, he knows what he's doing here. Like you're scaling there, you're raising that income and we're still getting bookings. We're still keeping that, 95% occupancy rate. So that's a good place to start here. Not rush into it because I'm thinking, oh man, I think it's worth more than that for sure.
Yeah.
But like you said, scale that little by little.
Yeah, and if you ever see like a certain week for whatever, it's not a lot of bookings are coming in, reduce the price for that week so you make money during that week. So there are a lot of different ways you can go about it.
Okay.
Or like West Virginia, the hot season, you know what weeks are hot out there where you're gonna raise that price up a little bit higher. So there's a lot of ways to go about it.
Right. Oh yeah. Okay, so add discounts. Did you ever do this when you were setting yours up?
I always do this, yeah. I always throw them in.
So new listing promotion offers 20% off your first 3 bookings, weekly discount. Oh, and you can actually adjust these, huh?
Yep. Gets guests excited. They're like, oh, darn, this guy's got a 20% discount in. Let's book here. Photos look great too. So
right.
I always include these here.
Do you recommend just keeping these percentages that they have?
Yeah, those are actually they're actually pretty much spot on too. So I actually keep my Airbnbs at those same weekly and monthly discounts for the most part.
Okay, perfect. So just one last step. Does your place have any of these exterior security cameras? Yes.
Mm-hmm. No and no. And now we'll just type in exterior security camera. People actually like that a lot too. They like feeling secure in the house. Interior cameras, I'd say, is definitely a no-no. That's kind of like people think that's kind of a little bit weird. But the exterior cameras, I've always found my guests actually like and enjoy a lot. They feel a lot more protected when they know that there's some exterior surveillance.
Perfect. So exterior security camera, and then there's also a video doorbell. Noise decibel monitors?
Nope.
None of those.
Mm-mm.
Weapons?
Nope.
No weapons.
Mm-mm.
Important things to know: security cameras that monitor indoor space are not allowed. Okay.
Exactly. They're also not allowed. Time to publish, man. Here we go.
So I'm just hitting next right here.
Yep.
Okay. Now choose which dates are available. Guests can start booking 24 hours after you publish. Okay, perfect. So no one can book right now because I mentioned to you before, I want to have this not be available until after 30 days.
Correct. So we'll be able to go on there and make sure the next 30 days are blocked out.
Okay. So when I publish this, it's going live right now, and you'll be able to see this on your phone.
George Bloom's first Airbnb going live. Heck yeah.
All right.
I like it.
Here we go.
Congratulations. There we go. We have to change that name over to George soon.
Yeah, not sure what's going on there.
Yep. It should say, congratulations, George.
Okay. From one host to another, welcome aboard. Okay. Now, let's get started. All right. Well, we have this set up now, Bobby. I think that was a good video on how to get it started, get everything set up. I think we can make a part 2 for setting up dates, setting times, and going through that. But I just want to say thanks for stepping through that. That was pretty simple. I thought it was going to be a lot more in depth than that.
Yeah.
I do have a couple reminders here. I'm going to jump back in there and put in the description of the property that I just pulled from ChatGPT. I'm going to add a few more little things in there that I want to add. But other than that, pretty simple process. Obviously, once the house is set up, but I feel like a lot of people think that it's more in depth and a little bit more difficult to actually get things set up on Airbnb. So I think this is really going to open up the doors. We can share this with our clients, share this with our friends, let them know, like, hey, we literally just set this up, and how many minutes have we been on here?
I think like about 40 minutes.
Yeah, so not long at all. So
40 minutes to get your Airbnb page set up and operated. Definitely was a fun, good time. Also, the cool thing is, like, hey, it's a time and age where life's expensive. Prices are pretty high for everything now. So knowing how to do some Airbnb and set up another source of income for yourself and have that extra source of income coming in is something that can be pretty powerful for a lot of people. And I remember the first time I set my Airbnb up, I thought it was going to be hard and difficult. And I kind of feel how you're feeling right now. Hey, this isn't too hard. It's now another source of income. And, there's plenty of ways to go about it. I mean, you and me both have customers who some don't make a ton of money, some make a lot of money, and they're doing Airbnbs out there. So it's a ball game that everybody can play in. And I think that's awesome.
Yep, 100%. Well, again, Bobby, thanks for jumping on, taking the time to go over this. For those who are watching, I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope it just reinforces that, hey, it's not that hard. Bobby's a great resource for that. As you know, I'm just getting started, but feel free to reach out, any questions, concerns. Want to thank you guys all, and let's get going.